Hello friends, good morning. Today I'm going to talk something about a common term that we generally use, that is empowerment. Recently when I was just talking about empowerment, I started analyzing what is real empowerment. So that's why I've come up with this video. A few days back, I came to know from a friend that when he went to a hotel, he just came from a far off place, and after the flight travel, he reached the hotel where he is supposed to stay. And when he reached little early. The check-in time was at 12:30 p.m. But then he reached little early with all his luggage, baggage, etc. But the manager was not there, and only the room boys and the attenders were there. So, he was just seated there and he was tired basically. So, that time he told me that one of the room boy, he just came and said, "Sir, anyway, the check-in time is at 12:30 and only then we'll be able to give you the keys. But meanwhile, maybe you can just use our restaurant and you can relax. We'll take care of these things." So, he was just trying to please him by, helping him to relax and taking care of him. So, this when he was sharing, I really felt that this is called empowerment because the room boy did not fear that if I do this, will I be questioned. The room boy did not fear of the criticism or anything. He knew that he was trusted by his superiors, and customer care is very important. So, this is good at this particular time, and therefore he took the responsibility and he took the decision to help the person. He did not contact, or there are many people we see that okay, this person hasn't come, you just wait, not bothered about the other person at all. So this is called as empowerment, where he was able to take a decision no matter what his position was, for the benefit of the organization and for the welfare of everybody. He was able to take a decision, though he is not a decision taking authority person. Are we really empowered in that sense? At home, in our family circle, in the workplaces, are we really empowered? Are we allowed to take decisions at certain circumstances? I was just thinking there are a lot of women at home who are not actually empowered. She is not allowed to take a decision. If at all she takes a decision on her own at certain circumstances, she will be questioned by a husband whom did you ask? Why didn't you ask me? So he is only the decision taking authority. So their dominance is there, no equality is there. There are instances where women have to really ask what food I have to make today. It is only the decision of the husband that they have to follow. So can we say that they are empowered? No. And the opposite of empowerment is slavery. They are just slaves. They obey the orders to what the husband is telling. This happens in many houses. So I was just thinking, so this is not empowerment. What is the reason why these people are not empowered is because the superiors or maybe the husbands, whoever, don't trust them. They think what they are thinking is right. Okay, now, but at the same time, I would say it is always good to consult. If it is husband and wife, any decisions has to be taken on a consultative basis only. That is the best way. Okay, but at certain situations, they must be able to take a decision and should not fear what the other person would tell them. It applies to both husbands also. Sometimes men are not allowed to take decisions, and if at all they take, they are questioned very badly by women. It also happens. So this is one area of it. Coming to children, children are also sometimes, they are very much questioned if they take a decision for small decisions. So that, and if we don't allow to do all these things, and every time we take decisions for them, they are actually losing one basic skill called as decision making skill, which will affect their life itself in the future. Coming to the work area and all, we find that are the employees really allowed to take certain decisions and be autonomous on their own, or are they always pressurized to just obey the orders and not do anything of yourself? Now, these are all things that are happening. So, these are the places where empowerment is not there. So, many people don't realize that they are not empowered, or we don't realize that we are not empowered at many places, and we don't realize that we are also not empowering others. So, these are the two areas that we have to focus. One, are we empowered? Second, am I empowering the people who are with me? Okay, the first thing. Am I empowered? Are you empowered? How do we know? So there are certain things. If you follow these things, it means that you are empowered. And the benefit of being empowered is you become a person of dignity, self-worth, and confidence. Otherwise, you become a kind of the dignity will not be there. The self-worth, you will lose your self-worth. So therefore, it is good that we have to be empowered. So for which, even at family or workplace or wherever it is, even if you feel that there are some discussions going on, and if you feel that even if I tell, these people are not going to hear, no, you have to definitely speak up. Speak up and give your points. Whether it is heard or not, whether it will be implemented or not, that is not your area. Okay, maybe it will be rejected totally, but you should not be. If you feel this is not right and you feel to give another opinion, you must be assertive enough to speak up wherever you are. If you are able to do this, definitely that is a sign of empowerment. Sadly, it is missing in many places. Children don't speak up also. They just nod their head. People don't speak up in their workplaces. They just nod their head. They've got so used to nod their heads. But they say that even if I say, it will not work out. But still it's okay. Don't lose your self-worth. Speak up. And the second one is take decisions if needed. In certain emergency situations, you may have to take decisions. You cannot make your students or children or your customers just wait because you have not got the order or you cannot take a decision. If you really feel it is genuine, you must have the courage to take decision and help the person and not make the person wait. So that is the second thing. If you are such a person, you are an empowered person. And the third thing is, I always would say, it is safer once you have taken a decision and you have done something to help your customers, you have to immediately then call your superiors and you have to say, sir, I had to take a decision like this because that time I was not able to reach you and you were also not here. So I had to take a decision. This is just to inform you. So that at least will definitely make the superiors feel good. Maybe initially they'll say, who told you to take a decision? But at least they'll feel that at least they had the courtesy to inform me after that. So that we have to do because that respect, that hierarchy has to be followed. And the fourth thing is that if you have taken a decision and a superior also has said okay, but sometimes it may have proved to be very beneficial to the customer and many customers will come to your place and maybe your organization will grow. If things go smooth, then you will be rewarded or maybe you will be appreciated. But sometimes if things don't go proper and if some problem takes place, then everybody will question you. Who asked you to take a decision? You must have consulted. Who gave you the power to do it? Like that, lot of questions will come. It is because of this fear that people are not taking decisions. So the fourth area is that you have to be accountable. Sometimes good may happen, sometimes bad also may happen. Whatever it is, let me be accountable for whatever is happening. Let me not blame or let me not justify and let me not keep defending all the time. A person who keeps justifying and defending all the time is actually a person who is not empowered. Why he is defending and justifying? Because of the fear. So a person in fear is in slavery, not empowered. So these are the signs that you can check yourself to see whether you are empowered or not. The 4 points I said. This is applicable for every one of us, be it we are in a family, or children, students, employees, whoever it is. Okay, and the second part that we have to see is that how to empower others. How to empower others. Many a times we are in that position that we need to empower others. So what we have to really do is that maybe we are in a leadership position. We have to just give instructions. Brief outline instructions on the basic instructions has to be given. How the work has to go. What is the end result I'm expecting. And what is the objective of all these things. But after that you have to allow them to do it by themselves. You have to give them the autonomy, the freedom to think creatively and take decision for themselves. Many a times we see that people poke their noses all the time to see if things are happening properly and they correct it then and there. Then the autonomy is not there at all. So this is not empowerment. As leaders, you have to give basic instructions, but then you just have to be at the back and just monitor, but then not interfere. So if you are doing this, they will be more creative. But maybe they may not be as creative as you. Maybe they will not be able to do the work as perfect as you. Maybe things will not be as good as how you are thinking. But slowly they will improve. So you have to allow that. Okay, once the work is done, you can say everything is fine, but maybe you could have improved on this area. That's how you have to really train them and motivate people under you so that they get empowered. And the third thing is that don't expect perfection at all. Don't, if you do that, it actually kills the spirit of the other person. So don't expect. Mistakes will be there, flaws will be there. So you have to accept that they are also trainees, they are learning, and therefore things will be like that. So if you are following all these things, you are a person, you are following the true leadership, and you are definitely, people under you will be empowered. Now what is the benefit of empowering others? It means like you are not a task oriented person, you are a people oriented person. That is how a true leader should be. A leader should not be like a circus master, a task oriented person. Must be a people oriented person. So if you are a task oriented person, maybe things will happen at that time, but the spirit of the people will come down, and creativity and efficiency will not be there, and there will be stress all through. Sustainability will not be there. Whereas if you are a people oriented person, maybe the task may take some time, or maybe it might have some flaws, but once it is set right, then you can relax for yourself, and they will take charge of everything because they are empowered. So thus your organization will see growth and productivity and prosperity throughout. Only thing, you should be people oriented. What do I mean by people oriented is you have to empower them. So this is all what I wanted to share with you about empowerment. It's such a very important part in our life. So we should be empowered, and we have to make people also empowered. Okay, so I've just shared my points. Just think about it and reflect about it, and it's a great area to work on it. Thank you.